everybody, today I'll be reviewing The Last of Us. The Last of Us is a video game developed by the Sony first-party studio Naughty Dog, who have also developed the Uncharted series. So I'm actually a huge fan of the Uncharted series, and after finishing The Last of Us, I definitely thought it was worth a review. Because I think this is one of the best games that Naughty Dog have ever produced, and one of the best video games of all time. So for the most part, The Last of Us is set 20 years after a zombie apocalypse, and it follows our two main characters, Joel and Ellie. And that's all I'm gonna say about the story because it's actually really interesting. Throughout the plot you get a lot of plot twists and just story reveals that I found really interesting, and even at the start, for me there was a sense of mystery to these characters that I wanted to explore these characters a bit more. And I want you guys to have a similar experience to me. One thing that this game does very well is when you're making a story and you want to have some great characters, it's important to not talk about the events and focus on the events of the story. Like in this movie, they don't focus that much on the zombie apocalypse. They focus on our main characters, Joel and Ellie, and how the event affected both of these people. Joel and Ellie are very different characters as they were both affected from the zombie apocalypse in a very interesting and different way from one another. This is mostly because Joel was there when the zombie apocalypse happened and he understands the whole world and what came before. And Ellie, for the most part, she was just born 6 years after the apocalypse and she doesn't really know much of the Earth before. And you get some really interesting dialogue in this video game that just shows the interaction and how they both just don't really understand everything about one another. And the interaction between these characters and the dialogue moments are very sweet, and that's really the impact of these characters from the events really makes the characters feel real and they feel living. The overall story of this game kind of reminded me of Logan, which was the Wolverine film that we got last year. And that's actually really cool because this game was probably inspiration for that movie. There are multiple moments in this game where you realize the characters really aren't good or bad. They're in the middle, they're in a morally grey area. And that's something I found really interesting because the bad guys have their own reasons for doing their stuff. And you know, our main characters aren't great guys as well, they're just survivors and trying to survive. The story in this game is also extremely emotional, one of the best stories put into any video game. And when I mean emotional, I don't only mean sad, it is sad at some points, but I also mean very sweet, it's very beautiful. And as I said before, this mainly comes from the interaction between our two main characters, and the relationship really develops into being a really sweet one. Now, normally in my video game reviews, I don't cover graphics or gameplay, but I have to say the graphics in this video game are just amazing, especially when you consider that this game was made on the PlayStation 4 and for that console. Not only are the graphics great, but the world just looks absolutely beautiful. Everything just feels so handmade and made with love. And it really shows that these developers really wanted to create this game, and the amount of effort they put in, it definitely had an impact on my gameplay experience. Finishing off my review, this is one of the best games I've ever played. Also the score, the music, the theme in this game is also really good. It's really beautiful, very well made. But yeah, this is one of the best video games I've ever played and probably in my top 10 list. And of course, I'm going to give The Last of Us a 5 out of 5 stars. Yes, that is a 5 out of 5 stars. Guys, thank you for watching. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and bye-bye.